10 reasons why we don't want to paint AdMech.
Number 10, they suck. Number 9, they still suck. Number 8, it doesn't matter. Let's just do the tier list. Sorry, AdMech players, you don't suck that much, just only marginally. We're back with another tier list. This time, 40,000
pounds.
Okay.
That's how much it costs to buy an AdMech army.
Yes, true. Well, not with our list, but people slammed it for not being very AdMech-y. So, who wins? Never AdMech. Is the moral of the story. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the AOS painting tier list because we're back and we're doing it again. This time, Warhammer 40k.
First up is AdMech. Now, remove your feelings, sir, about not liking the army.
For me, they're if I had to. They're not a nope, which feels odd to say, but I think I'd never collect an army. I just wouldn't.
You want to paint the Stilts guy, though? Yeah,
but that's what I mean. So there are some characters within AdMech that I think are very cool, and some units in general that I think if I was to just use them as like a painting exercise or like a bit of fun or whatever, I think it would be an if I had to.
Okay, I'll agree. They can go in if I had to.
But I felt there was a little bit of conflict in there.
It was the two halves of me. You know, like Homer when he has the devil and the angel on the devil side. They're rubbish army. Don't do it.
Oh God. Oh no. Well, I'm glad. Rejoice, AdMech fans, because we've slammed you enough in the opening 5-10 minutes. So, yeah.
Next up is Blood Angels, and I want to put these in Super Duper Yes Me Please, purely because of the end of Siege of Terror, where I was indifferent with Blood Angels, and Bird Boy powers up, Ralderon powers up, just the Blood Angel just like no, we're cool.
But we're not talking about that.
No, but it's extended into 40k.
But no, sorry, that's all I mean. We're not talking about the lore. We're not talking about the army. We're talking about.
Yeah,
painting them. Although they're current potato models within Blood Angels.
Yeah, I'd enjoy painting them. I'd enjoy painting the Death Company.
Is that a super duper yes me please?
I think it is because
no, it's not.
When I did the World Eaters, I was just like, oh my god, I've done Blood Angels red.
For me, they're an if I had to. I'm really not bothered. I'm happy to as a yeah. See, it hurts, doesn't it? It hurts, doesn't it? I think for me, I'm willing to push to B tier, but for me, they're an if I had to. I just don't get the hype, I suppose, and because the models they currently have aren't phenomenal, they're not good. Like I'd paint Dante. I'd have a great time painting Dante.
That's the one I don't want to paint.
It's insane. It's the only good one.
No, it's not. You're wrong.
Name another good current 40k Blood.
I'd make my own.
That's so stupid.
I'd smash some Sanguinary Guard and some Blade Guard together.
But the current...
Fine, right. End of the Blood Angels because we could be here an hour.
B.
They're going in B tier.
B.
Next up is the... Could be controversial.
Okay.
It's the Black Templars.
Yes.
I want to put these in if I had to.
Okay. Explain your findings.
I don't want to paint any more black.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, you're not.
I really don't get me wrong. Black Templar. I'm doing an offshoot of them at the minute. I've tried to do Black Templars before, and to make them look good takes so long to highlight that black and get it all looking how you want it.
Yeah, see, I don't really like clean black. I like the mottled, dirty look, and I really prefer that over the clean shine because black is so ruthless to highlight.
Telling me.
How do you highlight? Well, yeah, no, I'm telling you. See, I really like painting them a lot, so for me, I'd put them in probably B. B tier seems fair because all of the models within the range are great. They're really fun to paint. They're also a really fun little team to kit bash as well, so you can make your own like personal heroes.
You just, as I found out, you just wrap chains around everything, and it's.
But if you don't paint black efficiently, I'll say, then it's
I sense a thinly failed dig there.
What? No, no.
Own it.
I'll rip the plaster right off. Yeah, if you paint black like an idiot, then yeah, it's gonna suck. Yeah, I think they're B because I certainly don't think that they are less than Blood Angels.
Okay, I'll put them in B tier.
Excellent. What's next?
Next up is one that I can't have an opinion on, because I have an army of them.
Oh, interesting.
So it's your turn to crush me like I crushed you with Soulblight Gravelords.
Go on.
It is the Chaos Knights.
One day.
That's a lot harder than I thought you were going to do them.
No, I really like the Chaos Knights. It's the Imperial Knights I don't like. I think because of the additional gribblies and the wires and the like chaosy bits.
The burbs.
Oh yeah, the burbs and the vultures and stuff. Yeah, they're way cool. Yeah, to be honest, like we talked about, I think here at Hammer you probably noticed is becoming a bit more prevalent as these videos.
It's ramping up.
Yeah, we were actually going to record it tonight, but then we talked ourselves out of it. So
we have to get Combat Patrol out of the way.
Yeah, we've got one more, which is in a couple of weeks' time, which is very exciting indeed. But,
right, so one day.
For me, they're one day. Yeah,
okay.
I do think there's some really lush models, and I think with a little bit of time, you can really make them look very nice.
Next up is probably the first Super Duper Yes Me Please, which is the Necrons.
See, for me, I think they're one day.
No, you've had all of the decisions now. They're going in Super Duper Yes Me Please.
Explain your findings.
Because we painted them and had a great time. They were super easy to super easy to paint.
I really wondered where you were going with that. I was like, don't know what day you thought we had. Yeah, I think they are one day.
But we've already done them one day.
Yeah, I know that. I was there!
Look how fun the Silent King will be to paint. Look how fun Shiny Bun Man will be to paint.
Yeah, I don't think that... I'm not saying you're not right. I just think that they're one day. I think there are some other armies in this that I think are way higher. And I think you agree.
Yeah, I think I do.
How many Necrons have you painted since that challenge?
None. I think there you go. There's the proof.
Shut your butt then. It goes in one day.
They're in one day. Right. This one is hard.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's Chaos Space Marines.
Out of all of the Chaos Space Marine current Traitor Legions, is there any that you'd go, I'd love to paint that?
No, Red Corsairs maybe.
Okay.
But then I might as well just do World Eaters because it's red.
But which is cooler, things that are ran by the Incredible Hulk or Space Pirates?
Incredible Hulk. Because he's got a cooler model and he's got more models. In terms of I think they're going to go in one day because one day I would love to paint the Lord Disco. I want to paint some Obliterators. You don't like Obliterators, but I quite like them. I'd like to paint that. I'd like to paint Abaddon.
He's really cool.
I think purely from a painting perspective, Legion agnostic, I guess, is the way to go.
Yeah, I think that's a nice way of putting it.
Just in terms of raw miniatures that I think would be fun to paint no matter what scale. I think they need to go in one day. The trouble with Chaos Space Marines is it encompasses everything.
Yeah, see, I'm incredibly biased because I sort of made my own thing, and I want to say run with it, that feels like an understatement, but for me they're a Super Duper Yes Me Please because I think I've really got to grips with it. Yeah. So I think one day is absolutely fair.
Yeah.
Next
up is the Golden Boys. It is the Custards. So, how do we do with it? Because you've painted them.
For me, they're an if I had to.
For me, they're a nope.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because I think they'd be so. I mean, you came up with a different way of tackling them. But if I was, I think I'd want to go gold.
Yeah.
To be a bit more like a Law Nors, but.
I don't know. I've seen some really nice iterations. Like, so when I went to No Retreat, there was a guy who I was bunking with called Nick who had like this amazing like cream, like white force, and that was lush.
If you look at the miniatures for me, though, they look like they're going to take so many hours to get looking great because it's metallics, and metallics are notoriously hard to get looking, especially on a surface area that big.
Yeah.
And in terms of kit variation, there isn't any.
Yeah, it's a real shame, isn't it? Because I think because they're so like teeming with detail, I'd like to do something like really left field, like really edgy.
Well, you did. You painted them as Ultramarines.
Yeah, no, I did do that. But I mean, I don't know. I'd like to give like one model like a crack with no sort of time restraints, no, I don't know, premeditated idea, I suppose. Just go like totally off piste and have fun with it. I think with the Combat Patrol, my focus of getting them all done within 12 hours, it had to revolve around a process that I was sort of like. Yeah, for me, they're an if I had to. I don't think they're a no. I think there's certainly worse armies.
I think based off that, I think there are worse armies in this list to come that I really don't want to paint. I don't think custards are in the same breath as some of them.
I don't think so. I think it's an if I had to for sure.
Yeah,
I think. Well, just looking at what our results are currently, like I don't think I'd want to paint Admech more than custards. I think they're a level peg.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Next up is one I don't get a choice in.
Okay.
Because it's the Dark Angels.
Dark Angels are a really funny one.
Their case will be slightly helped because at the time of recording, we've just had the box arrive and the companions are coming out soon, and they are fire miniatures.
But to be honest, I just think as far as characters and stuff are concerned, they're some of the best in the Space Marine range for sure. Like the Lion I'd paint yesterday, Belial I think is a great looking mini. Asmodai, sure.
Yeah. Smoke man.
Yeah. Father, I'm eclipsed in smoke. Yeah, I really like him. I think he's metal as hell. And there are some others in there as well that I think are really cool.
How are you gonna?
Azzy as well. Azzy's a great model.
Azzy's a great model. He's a hard paint though.
I'd really like to paint some Dark Angels minis. And it is a very slippery slope, but yeah, I think the Dark Angels have got some of the best characters in the Space Marines.
Okay, where are you gonna put them?
For me, they're a one day actually. I really like them a lot.
Not super duper yes please, purely just for the line.
No.
I could talk about Dark Angels for hours, but we need to move on. And again, it's another one I don't get a choice in. Because I got an army of them, it's the Drakari.
For me, they're an if I had to.
Okay.
I think they are a dated range. There are some models in there that are nice, but not nice enough for me to go and buy like immediately. I think they are begging for some updated ranges. So for example, the Mandrakes that just came out with the Kill Team box, I don't rate them.
I'm not a massive fan of Mandrakes in general. They're too Golemified for me. I think at the moment they're, in terms of thinking, would I paint some more? They're in, and if I had to, because I've just I painted so many back to back.
Yeah, that's it. I think they're in if I had to for sure.
Okay. This is a tricky one now, because in AOS this was split up into the 3 Chaos Gods. It's Chaos Demons.
4 Chaos Gods.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I don't care for them. I'll be honest.
It's hard to do. This kind of bleeds over from AOS. You know, it's all the greater demons are essentially in this little icon that we're moving around.
See, I think just like
Bellacor's in it.
Yeah, totally unrelated to what we're doing right now. They are wicked fun to play, as in like against or with, I imagine.
Not in the meta, if you.
Well, no, I don't care. I don't care about that. I just mean that everybody that I've played that has had a demons army, it's always been a rip roarer. It's always been like start to finish, just hordes of stuff that either doesn't die, keeps coming back, or is just super janky. And it's always like it makes you think like on the spot all the time. So I think it fit. Yeah, I don't know. They're very fluffy, but I just don't think I'd want to.
I think.
There's some that I think are cool.
I don't want to ever have to paint the Fiends. I don't want to ever paint their chest.
No, 2 of the 4 Greater Demons I like, but the others I'm not really fond of.
I think I'll put them in if I had to. I think as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's because there's miniatures that are in every category there.
Yeah,
it's so hard.
There's a lot going on, isn't there? A lot going on. Next,
this is going to be contentious.
Okay.
It's the Death Guard.
What do you think?
So Matarian? Matarian?
Are you okay?
More Tarian, as if you didn't have enough
Tarian.
As if you didn't have enough Tarian in your life. Yeah, more Tarian for me is super duper yes me please.
Everything else?
Typhus is super duper yes me please. Plague Marines are a nope. Poxwalkers are a nope.
Oh, that's really interesting. So what?
I am slightly biased. I did paint some Death Guard when Dark Imperium came out. The Lord of Contagion, the guy with the weird grindy axe. He was wicked fun to paint, but the Plague Marines weren't fun at all.
No, they're a lot, aren't they? I think
they're such cool miniatures, but there's so many tentacles. There's so many bits hanging off them.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, isn't there? A lot going on.
I think they need to go in B tier.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Because Mortarian's up here, and then you got everything, some meat in the middle. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a really big if I had to at this rate.
Yeah, true. Rate. Well, I don't think they're an if I had to. I think they are some really, really great looking models, and it's not just like the Plague Marines. Like the Death Shroud are wicked cool. Like even like the Flesh Mowers and stuff. Like there's just so much detail.
Yeah,
there's so much detail across the board.
It's the most detailed lawnmower ever.
Yeah, it really is. But for me, they're B.
Next up is the Death Watch. So I want to put these in nope. Not because I don't think I could do them. I just have no desire to paint them at all. Yeah. There's nothing. There is. Yeah. I'm probably being a bit too mean. If I look at the range, for me personally, there's nothing on that page that makes me go, I want to paint that. The kill teams themselves. Like the idea of them is insane. Like the whole concept of them.
I like the concept.
Wicked.
Yeah, I really like the sort of like Death Squad, like jumping in, taking stuff out, coming out because they're almost like what's the story behind them in there? Like Legion? Are they like exiled or something? I can't remember what it is.
No, they go on like loan.
They go on loan.
Yeah, and some of them stay because they keep one of the pauldrons of their their Legion.
Yeah, I do like the concept, but
love the concept.
I think it's a Do you think it's a no?
I don't want to ever paint one. That's how strongly I feel for them.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, fine. To the bin with thee.
Next up is the Eldar. Now the trouble with this one is it does include Harlequins because of the way the new book is done. Harlequins for me. Firm, like if there was a tier underneath nope, they'd be in there.
I
hard no.
Yeah, I think they are no for sure. But I think the Eldari themselves are like great.
Avatar Arcane, super duper yes please.
Magoo and Ra, super duper yes and please. Even like the Aspect Warriors that they're currently out, I think are great. But
it's such a varied range.
For me, I think they're one day. I think there are some really wonderful models in there that you could have a lot of fun with.
I mean, when we all get over the Wraith Knight, I think everyone will remember that it is cool.
Who isn't saying that? If I was to
do you remember when people were running 3 Wraith Knights when you had all the stupid?
Doesn't mean doesn't mean that Wraith Knights aren't cool. It just means the people that are running them are dumb. Like that's just I'm saying this now. If you're one of the people that are like maxing out on the meta and you're like going out and you're like buying all this stuff, you're like, oh, I'm gonna run 3 Wraith Knights. You're ruining it for everyone. Stop it. Right, I'm done. For me, they're one day. I think there's some really lush models. I don't know whether Harlequins drag them down a bit to B, but I'll leave that to you.
So I'm trying to think of all of the miniatures on that page, the beautiful Games Workshop website that I don't want to paint. You're talking Magoo and Ra, you're talking Avatar Arcane, you're talking Jane's Eye, you're talking Howling Banshees, you're talking...
Because even the Banshees are like a bit older now. They're still great.
They were one of the first to come like into modern plastic injection and everything.
Really cool.
They're really cool.
I think it's the one.
Tanks, I think I'd like to paint a fire prison just to...
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not...
But I'd like to paint a Wraith Knight just because I like painting Knight things. I think, one day.
Yeah, one day.
We'll have to just ignore Harlequins.
I'm fine with that.
For all context, there would be a separate Harlequins category.
Yeah. What's next?
We haven't had a super duper yes me please. By this point, we'd had like 3 in AOS.
Because whether you agree or disagree, I don't care. AOS is better model-wise. They just are.
Grey Knights.
Oh no! See, these are a real funny one.
Super duper yes me please is where I want to put them.
It's funny, isn't it? Really funny.
Even with the potato minis, I'd still paint them just because.
Yeah, you are. No, you are absolutely right there.
It's the swords that I want to paint because, like, you know, we all know that in Warhammer you don't have a lightsaber. You know, these swords don't glow blue.
But this does.
But the Grey Knights ones do, and it's cool.
Yeah, I think they're
Castellan Crow as well. Wow.
Yeah, they're some lush models.
If they get the refresh
that
they deserve, my bank account is in for a bad time.
Yeah, I think
Dread Knights everywhere.
Yeah, I think every future TKS doubles event will be double Grey Knights. Imagine. Yeah, that'd be lush. That'd be real cool. Wow. Okay. Yeah, well, that's our first Super Duper Yes Me Please. Excellent.
Yeah, Super Duper Yes Me Please. Just for the blue lightsabers.
Yeah, that's wicked. Wicked cool. Next.
Now we're going to the other end of the table for me. It's the Genestealer Cults. No. Nothing in that range makes me want to paint it. And I remember we did the Combat Patrol and I looked over to you and I was like, wow, that looks like a bad day. I mean, you had fun because you want to become a broodlord or whatever, but
I don't. But yeah, I think they're a no. I think I was really excited at parts, but when I was painting them, I wasn't enjoying it.
Come the end, you were like, I'm out.
Well, I mean, I had painted a whole combat patrol in a day. I was absolutely Romeo done, but I just think it's a no for me.
Yeah, they're no.
It's a no from me. Oh dear. Oh dear.
This is a really hard one.
Yeah, this is tough.
So it's the Astra Militarum.
Right.
Or Imperial Guard in Old Money.
So, Imperial Guard / Cadians, no.
Krieg, Super Duper Yes Me Please.
Krieg is Super Duper Yes Me Please. It's so weird, isn't it? Oh, it's so annoying.
Right, let's look at this logically. The Krieg kill team is at the top. For me, regardless of what colour I paint it, the Rogel Dawn battle tank is at the top.
Yeah, it's 10.
The Baneblade is at the top.
It's
Even
10.
the Lehman Russ is a one day. The Tonks are cool. It's everything else.
Yeah, everything else does suck, doesn't it?
Are we about to put Imperial Guard over Deathwatch,
Yep.
over Admech?
Yep.
We're doing
I mean, yeah, they're in B tier, aren't they? Because they're not top, they're not bottom, they're in the middle.
I feel dirty.
I don't, because I think Krieg are well cool. I'm willing to just be like, oh yeah, B tier list, Krieg, yeah, sure. I'll forget that Imperial Guard even exists. Forgotten. Yeah, I think Krieg are wicked cool.
Right. So they're after the Knights now. It's the Imperial Knights. I've painted 2.
Right.
So you get to have the final say.
Oh no, I'm not.
Well,
let's talk about it properly. Like, realistically, are you ever painting another Imperial Knight again?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me at the moment, they're B tier.
Okay. Why?
The only reason I'll go back to painting my Imperial Knights is when I've got too many Chaos Knights that it doesn't make any sense to buy anymore.
Okay, so we're looking at when you're like 50 then, yeah?
That's been generous, I think. Have you seen my garage?
Oh, I have seen the garage. It's a nightmare.
So where are you thinking? They're not on the same. They're nowhere near on the same tier as Chaos Knights for me now. Which is really funny because I painted Imperial Knights before I painted Chaos Knights.
Yeah, again, for me, they're in if I had to. I think the concept of doing Admech above Imperial Knights feels wrong. So I think for me, they're in if I had to.
I think at this, like, if you said to me, you've got to paint. Do you want to paint an Imperial Knight? I'd be like, only if I had to. I think at this precise moment in time. I think
that's lucky because that's when we're doing this.
Yeah. Funny that, isn't
that's
it?
worked out.
Yeah, I think as time goes on, I think as my Chaos Knights army becomes ridiculous, they will climb out of that for me. Yeah. So we'll go if I had to.
If I had to.
Can we just skip the next one? I don't want to talk about them.
No, we have to.
Tyranids. Tumbleweed.
I'm going out on a limb here and I'm going to say it's a nope for you.
I can't really... There's so much to unpack.
Any long-term viewers, and by long-term I just mean summer last year, will know that there's a lot of trauma with Tyranids.
They're in every single category for me. They're in Nope, they're in If I Had To, they're in B tier, they're in One Day, and they're in Super Duper Yes Me Please. So I don't know where to put them. The Norn is up there. If purely from a painting perspective, the scheme that we came up with is because how easy.
What is it?
Trademark pending because I couldn't paint it in a day.
Well, that's like most things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was quick. It was efficient. I think it did have some good results. It's trying to unpack, and it's not so much army PTSD. It's painting PTSD for me on these.
For me, they're B tier. And I think there are some great models. I think there are some pants models, but I don't think that they are amazing enough that I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll go and buy one of those because I really have got like a hankering to paint one.
I think, given that they're in every category for me, I think B tier is probably the best place to go because they're just in the middle. They're just middle of the road.
Fair. Curious about the next one.
I mean, I've already painted them, and you have, so...
I love...
It's the orcs.
I love painting orcs. I really love painting orcs.
You say that. You didn't have fun in the Advent Challenge, though. You struggled to come to the end of that. You didn't have fun.
It was hard. It was really hard. I think it's because it's painting 2 days... Yeah, painting orcs for 24 hours, mate.
Oh, I painted...
Painting anything for 24 hours is rough.
I painted them for 12. So I was halfway there.
Yeah, you were halfway there. How many of those did you finish?
I'd like to raise a complaint with the HR department. Bullying in the workplace.
Denied. Yeah, I think for me they are B tier.
Oh, right. Are you gonna ever add anything to the small orc army that we've got?
I don't know.
Well, then they're not.
Well, I know I have to add Mozrog because he's half done, but
so they're not a 1 day.
No, that's why I said B. I think that if there was ever like challenges and stuff in future, like I'd never ever pass up painting them because I do really like them and I think they're a lot of fun. They're also incredibly forgiving to paint, which I think is like a really nice thing to. Unless
you do the red wash.
That's what makes him forgiving. It's like an orc cheat code for skin.
B tier.
For me, they're B.
Put them in B tier.
Yeah.
B tier's looking quite big.
It's looking quite big.
Next up is the Sisters of Battle.
I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are.
I painted them. Yeah. And would never paint any ever again.
Oh wow! Okay.
Unless it was the Triumph of St. Catherine, or if it was Morvenval. They're the two that I'd like to maybe one day go back and play around with. They're not. They're so cool in terms of their miniatures. They are not fun to paint in any shape or form.
See, I've only ever painted Battle Sisters, and I thought they were like fine. Oh no, that's not. No, that's a lie. I've definitely painted more than Battle Sisters. Yeah, I thought they were quite fun to paint.
I'd never paint them again.
Really?
I think for me. Well, there you go. You've painted some already, so we're on level footing. I want to put them in Nope because I purely never want to paint any of them ever again.
Nah, big wrong.
Where do you want to put them?
I'd actually put them in One Day. I really like them a lot. I think they're a great army. I think I'd love to paint Morvenval. I'd love to paint the Paragon suits. I think they get a bad rep.
I'll concede with If I Had To. Can't put anything else in B tier because everything's going to be B tier because we can't agree on anything.
Well, I'm happy to raise it to B tier because...
It's not going in B. You can't put them in B tier.
Why?
Because I said Nope.
Oh. Rude. Not even if I was like, here's Morvenval, have loads of fun.
If I had to.
Fine. Alright.
So, we've had this with the Chaos Space Marines. It's now the normal Space Marines. I think, for me, and I'm going to speak for you, they have to go in Super Duper Yes Me Please, because they're so... It's not Ultramarines, calm down.
What?
Because they're so... You could knock them out so quickly.
Right.
And you would have fun.
Stupid.
You just get a palette out, get some colours, you'd have fun.
That's stupid. That's like paint by numbers.
Yeah, but then you'd have a good... You're a big fan of overbrushing. You would...
No.
Go to town on...
No, never. No, right. So...
Wait,
they're just bland. They're just so
You're just bland. You're in a white t-shirt with nothing on the front of it.
It's a tiny goose. No, they're never in the same league as Grey Knights. Never. Never ever. And would you paint a low... Well, no, that feels unfair. I'll try a different approach. Would you paint regular Space Marines over Dark Angels?
Well,
I don't know. What was that noise?
Fine. Fine. Where are you putting them?
B. Slap bang in the middle. They're not great. They're not poopy. But I just don't. What you said has really annoyed me because I just think there are some amazing armies in 40k, and there are some absolutely ass ones, and you've just gone, oh, Space Marines are the best.
They are.
No, never.
Have you seen my dreadnoughts for the Fist of the First Templar?
I have. I absolutely seen them, but they're because they're homebrew. It's because you've done
exactly. Space Marines are prime pickings for flex.
So hear me out here. So if you'd just gone straight Imperial Fist, I'd have been like, boring. Don't care.
Yeah.
But because you've gone, here's a little bit of spice, here's some Black Templar spice, I was like, sick. These are way cooler now.
Fine.
And I think that the sub-factions that we've already sort of discussed, they are, it's flavour. Just regular Space Marine. If I was to, paint this as an example, when we played against Lutin a few weeks ago, and he played his like amazing Necron force, and you had your Dark Angels, that was really fun, and I had Guilliman and some basic Marine choices.
Yeah.
It was just that. It was just basic.
Fine, they can stay in B tier.
B, thank you.
Next up is the Wolfie Boys, Space Wolves. Where do you want to put them? We know how much you don't like Space Wolves.
I think my homebrew Chaos Wolves have suggested enough that you can make them cool.
That falls under Chaos Space Marines, though, not...
No, it's similar to what you did, wasn't it? It's Chaos Space Marines with a little bit of Space Wolf spice. I think...
For me, then no.
I know what will happen when they eventually get their like range refresh. It will slap so freaking hard, and everyone will be like, "Oh, Space Wolves are back! Whoa!" and it'll be so cool, and then everyone will just lose their minds over it. I really like the concept of some of the minis. I just don't like the colours.
I think from a painting perspective, if you look at the Wolfen, I don't want to paint them in any universe. So much going on there. I don't want to paint the chariot thing that looks like Santa Claus.
Santa Grimnar. For me, if I had to.
Okay, we'll put them in if I had to.
This next one's going to break my heart. I can already feel it. It's gonna get me so upset.
Because you don't get the decision. It's finally my turn to ruin your life.
I don't agree.
Tau Empire.
Just finish it. Whereabouts do they sit on this board for you? Realistically,
in terms of painting,
yeah,
I think I would have fun painting one, maybe two of them.
Right, which are
like the Riptide and any of the Gundam suits.
Okay.
So they're not a nope. You'll be pleased to know.
Oh, that's good. Well, hilariously, the Gundam suits take up nearly all of their entire range. So that's.
They don't though, because we do have to judge the army as a whole, and that army includes Kroot. And Kroot
currently there's not.
No, there's no. You can't. Don't get technical. Kroot, I would probably put alongside Harlequins.
You're so
stupid
wrong.
Chicken things. Don't want to ever paint them. Never.
You are so.
I'm gonna have to paint one in a challenge now. Watch.
You are so unbelievably wrong. Right, so we spoke about this with the people in our Discord and all the rest of it. There is currently a redacted team in the middle of summer for the 40k roadmap. We'll bring it up here again for reference. The current bet is that if it is Emperor's Children, and I'm right because I said that it would be Emperor's Children, what do you have to do?
I have to paint a Kroot in an I Love Tau t-shirt.
Good.
And if I'm right, which I will be, that it's not Emperor's Children, that it's Imperial Agents or something less cool. You've got to paint an Ultramarines, and what is even better, I said you just have to wear a t-shirt, but the Discord was like, no, you've got to wear a toga.
Yeah, so I have to wear a toga, and I have to paint Ultramarines. So, do with that what you want. I pray it's Emperor's Children. Yeah. Although, for the memes, I mean, our Discord will probably be going ape if it is. Yeah, if it is anything else. But
Tau, I'm gonna put them in if I had to.
So insane, so insane. What? You'd never want to give Farsight a crack.
No.
Or a Ghost Keel, or Riptide.
Oh,
you don't like the Ghost Keel.
I don't like the Ghost Keel.
Oh, you're so wrong.
The only reason they're not in Nope is because I don't want to annoy you too much, and also because of the Broadside and the Riptide and the Hammerhead. You know.
Mental.
Next up is a firm Nope for me. Having painted them, and I know exactly what they're like to paint. It's the Thousand Suns. It is trim, true.
Yeah, there's a lot of trim on these guys.
They are not fun in any shape or form to paint.
Mm.
You have to spray them gold, and then pick out the blue, because otherwise you'll just never paint anything ever again.
Yeah, see, I prefer their heresy colours, the red and the gold. I think that's
but you still have to paint.
Nicer.
You still have to paint the. You still have to paint the trim.
Nah. Oh yeah, no, I think you're right. But I'd go red first, then.
We also have. So your Thousand Suns plan is to not use the army that we're trying to judge as well, which you have to remember. So this is.
Oh, true. So
this is based on rubrics and Scarab Occult Terminators.
Yeah.
And
so the R for characters, like I think they've got some amazing looking characters.
Araman is fun to paint, trim aside, because I have painted Araman. Magnus is. I hate to crush your bubble because you never managed to paint it. He's not fun to paint. Amazing miniature, didn't have fun. The wings are fun. There is so much detail in that armour to pick out, like all of the weird blue bits. So for me, they are a nope. I would never ever paint them again.
Interesting.
Because of the amount of trim on the Rubric Marines.
Okay.
Are you happy to put them in nope?
For me, they're in if I had to.
Okay, well I'm going to put them in nope.
Right, okay. Yeah, I just
because if I had to, it's very busy. That's the only reason.
That's... who cares? Like, why else would we be doing this?
No, they're going in nope.
So you wouldn't... So if you drew Thousand Suns on Hero Hammer...
I'd CP re-roll it, if I could.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I've already painted the two characters I would choose to paint. I don't want to paint another one.
Alright, fine.
Next up is... the smallest army in the room. It's the Votan.
If I had to. See,
I did willingly paint them. No, not doing it again.
Really?
I had fun, but that was with the scheme that I did.
Well, they'll have like another wave in 10th edition of like.
Yeah, that's what Redacted 2 is.
Too
fast, two Votan.
Toga aside, I'll lose my mind if it's another wave of Leagues of Votan.
It's squats in the proper sense.
So stupid. I'd hate that.
You've painted 2 of them as well.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Like I've painted Leagues of Votan.
It took a long time to sell.
Yeah, they did. Oh my word, they did. Yeah, people don't like Leagues of Votan. I think for me they're an if I had to. I don't think they're a nope. I think they're better than nope.
The Grimnir looks fun to paint. The Land Fortress looks fun to paint.
I'm not crazy on the Land Fortress, I'll be honest, but the Grimnir is a great mini. Great mini.
The Hearthguard are really fun to paint.
Yeah, for me they're if I had to. I could really give or take them. I love what other people have done with them, and it definitely shows that the people that have enjoyed painting them have had a great time doing it, and I like seeing the army. I just don't know if I would love doing it.
Okay.
Cool. Last but not least.
Last but not least, we've both done these, so we both have to agree.
Yeah.
It is the Eater of Planets. It is the World Eaters.
Yeah, for me they're B. They're not phenomenal. They're also certainly better than if I had to. I had a lush time painting those 8-bound. Angron was great. 8-bound are great.
I'm trying to. I don't want to. I haven't touched them since the Advent Challenge, but I did have a lot of fun on the Advent Challenge. I mean, I was happy to not finish because I was having fun.
I also think the reason you haven't painted since the Advent Challenge is because you've literally made a brand new army to paint in 10 weeks or less.
Yeah, so
Which is
I've got
dumb in itself.
Sorry, you are as well.
Yeah, I'm smashing it though. I'm smashing it.
How many miniatures have you painted for that tower army for Throne of Skulls?
10 breaches, 1...
Oh, okay, you done one of me.
Yeah. Was it 10 breaches, 1... What's the marks? Was it good? Fireblade, nailed it. Riptide, 3 stealth suits, and currently 1 crisis suit. I started on the 2nd today.
So I've only done 10 miniatures for mine. Yeah, you're painting tower, so you know.
Oh, cool! I like that. Oh, and when those Croup riders arrive...
Stop!
Double down on the Croup! That'd be sick! No, I'm well excited for that.
World Eaters, where are we putting them?
For me, they're B. I think they're certainly better than everything in If I Had To.
Yeah, I think I did do them one day.
Yeah. I'm not crazy on the army. I think lore-wise and things and gubbins aside, I think the minis are great fun to paint.
Yeah.
And that
was all she wrote.
That was all she wrote. We have 3 notes.
Yeah. Let us know what you think of where we put these. I mean, this is purely from a painting perspective. What I do like about these is how they compare to our feelings of the army as a whole. You know, we put Admech and
everything at the bottom.
Everything at the bottom, and then we've put things under them in terms of painting.
But I think it's really interesting again, like going back to that, if I painted it, it'd have to be an army. And like we've done so many like army videos for 40k and like how much things would cost, and that's obviously like a series we'll keep on doing. But I think it's always such a huge turn off when in reality, like you don't walk anywhere else and buy something and go, oh, I must have all of it. That's stupid.
Yeah, 40k is a weird hobby. I mean, I'm not massively sold on like just, you know, I'm not massively sold on the Belial new miniature. But because I got an army, I feel like I have to have it.
I'll paint it for you if you want.
No, I'll paint it.
Oh.
I'm not...
Oh, right, okay.
No, because you'll do... What if you did a better job than me? And I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore.
Get good. Yeah, I'd paint Belial in a heartbeat. I think he's a great looking model.
I might have to just to give it to him, and then I'll buy another one when it comes out. Because I'm not going to get to my Dark Angels until after April because of...
Oh, because of the current
Throne of Skulls.
Yeah. I'm quite lucky in that respect that the tower just like...
In fairness, you started them way before we decided that was the army we were going to take. And to be fair, in this video, we've completely changed and we're taking a Grey Knights army.
Yeah, no, that's actually been the biggest shock, actually.
Imagine the scenes. On your side is Caldor Drago, Dread Knights, and then the teleporting ones. I can't remember what. The Strike Marines. And then on my side, you've got Castellan Crow.
You're a suck of a Terminators, are you? You just
3 squads of Grey Knight Terminators.
Oh dear.
Maybe another Dread Knight. Just imagine this. We'd lose every game.
So you can't. So to my knowledge, in like doubles tournaments, you can take the same force, but you can't take the same units. So your Grey Knight blob would have to go in one person's.
Okay, so you'd have both of the Dread Knights. I'd have all the Terminators and Castellan Crow, and whatever change I had left. Imagine the scenes of that.
Yeah, there'd be a lot to do.
We'd lose. I tell you now, we'd lose every game.
We'd have great fun though.
Because we wouldn't play as Grey Knights are supposed to be played.
We'd just be like, woo!
Let's go! We're like, woo! Zip around everywhere, kill everything.
Baby walkers everywhere.
Where are the demons?
Yeah, well, we've talked ourselves into a Grey Knight force, so
yeah, let's stop it.
Good luck.
Let us know where you put some of these armies, what you think of where we've put them. Yeah.
Follow our affiliate links below and buy all of the armies that you think that should be in the top tiers, because you guys are bosses and all of that money comes back and helps fuel the channel. Speaking of fueling the channel, we have a very, very big special thank you to me, joking, to you, all up on the left hand side, which Kieran was initially indicating, all of our patrons, all of our YouTube members, people that make the world go round.
Hit that join button.
Yes.
Or if you don't want to give Google your money, go to Patreon.
Yeah, love you. You guys are great. And truth be told,
you keep the lights on.
Yeah, literally.
Not my house lights, but the hobby lights.
Maybe
all bought with all of that.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, so we've got loads more content up and coming. We've obviously spoken about Combat Patrol, we've spoken about Hero Hammer, and then an impending Grey Knights challenge. So, yeah, love you. Come back again. Leave a comment, sub, like, all that.